Mesmerized, written by Mara Rockcliffe, illustrated by Iacopo Bruno. How Ben Franklin solved a mystery that baffled all of France. Turning to page 6, 1776. While the American Revolution raged at home, Benjamin Franklin sailed to France. His goal? To charm young King Louis XVI and Queen Marie Antoinette. Ben wanted them to send money and soldiers to America. The ragged, hungry revolutionaries needed France's help. Without it, they might lose the war. The King and Queen of France were rich and powerful, but it turned out that they needed Ben's help too. Page 8. The day Ben Franklin first set foot in Paris, France, he found the city all abuzz. Everyone was talking about something new, remarkable, thrilling, and strange, something called science. Parisians giggled at a gas that nobody could see, till it went up in flames. Voila! They gasped at the balloon that floated high above the rooftops carrying a duck, a rooster, and a very nervous sheep. Ooh la la! And they went absolutely gaga over the American in the peculiar fur hat, because everyone had heard about Ben Franklin's famous kite experiment, which showed that lightning was the same as electricity. Mon cher papa. Make sure you look at the illustrations as you're reading through this, okay? So pause the recording and take a look at all the pictures and illustrations. The scientific method. Ben observed lightning flashing across the sky. He hypothesized, made a thoughtful guess, that it was electrical. Then he tested his guess by flying a kite during a thunderstorm. The kite had a metal wire at the top to attract lightning. The lightning ran down the kite's wet string into a metal key, where it made sparks, supporting Ben's hypothesis that it was electricity. Turning to page 10. A great big picture that says, but soon all Paris was abuzz about somebody new, someone remarkable, thrilling, and definitely strange. Someone called Dr. Mesmer. Next page, page 12. Dr. Mesmer was as different from Ben Franklin as a fancy layered torte was from a homemade apple pie. Where Ben was plain and simple, Dr. Mesmer was elegant and mysterious. He wore a powerful wig and a fine coat of purple silk. He carried an iron wand, and he claimed to have discovered an astonishing new force. On page 13, like a gas, this force could not be seen or touched. Like electricity, it held great power. Like the hot air balloon, it made what seemed impossible come true. Dr. Mesmer said this force streamed from the stars and flowed into his wand. When he stared into his patient's eyes and waved the wand, things happened. Women swooned, men sobbed, children fell down in fits. On page 14. Dr. Mesmer could make the same glass of water taste like 20 different things. If he told a patient to taste strawberries, the patient tasted strawberries. Merci. If he told the patient to taste vinegar, the patient tasted vinegar. Pfft. Dr. Mesmer said his force helped people who were sick. What kind of sickness? Any kind. Soon everybody wanted to be mesmerized. Dukes and countesses arrived in carriages at Dr. Mesmer's door. They disappeared into a room hidden behind heavy drapes covered with signs and symbols. Hours passed. At last they came out and announced that they were cured. Turning to page 16. Bankers dropped their money bags. Lawyers flung down their books. Priests slipped away from their pulpits. Everybody crowded into Dr. Mesmer's darkened room. He agreed to share his secrets. For the sake of science, and 100 gold louis apiece, everyone agreed that Dr. Mesmer's force was the most thrilling, most remarkable, and strangest thing that science had discovered yet. Well, not quite everyone. On page 17, doctors were furious. Their patients didn't care about regular medicine anymore. All they wanted was a wave of Dr. Mesmer's wand. The doctors griped and groused and fussed and fumed. Dr. Mesmer's force was not like electricity, a gas, or a hot air balloon, they told the king. No, au contraire. The reason nobody could see or touch it was, on page 18, it wasn't there. The king was in a quandary. Were the doctors simply peeved about losing their patients? Or was it true? Could all of Paris have been fooled, even the queen? Je ne sais pas. The king didn't know what to think, but he knew whom to ask. Who else but Ben Franklin? And that's where we'll stop with this recording. Go ahead and reread this, re-listen to the recording, stop, look at the images, take your time so that you can make inferences, okay? So you can make those guesses about what's going on, even if it's not being said directly, so that you can use context clues, so using other things within the pictures or within the words around it to figure out what's going on, and then work through your lesson. We'll have another recording for you separately.